really awesome to see like everything that you're learning in the classroom is really actually, working when you actually get out into like the field.
It's really amazing to watch their growth in how much they can learn from interacting with the students in the schools and in the classrooms.
Everything is an interactive learning experience here. You learn on the job, quite literally. Actually working with the students, get to experience teaching, what it's like. It's one thing to talk about it in theory, it's a totally different thing to actually do it.
This campus is incredibly open to assist you as a student. It's incredibly supportive to you as a student.
You go there to work with students, so why not go to college and actually start working with students?
Winthrop University is a very unique and special place, especially if you want to come and be a teacher.
I enjoyed my time at Winthrop because it was more close-knit.
They're very helpful with pushing you towards your goal or guiding you towards your goal, I guess is a better term.
Since we're trying to work closely with schools as we prepare teachers for work in schools, we also want to have a way to contribute to the schools. And we do this through a partnership network.
I do think it's about a professional learning community between the university and the school district. We learn from student teachers, they learn from us. There's this shared, they have bright, great ideas. They've done recent research, they've read new articles, they bring new information to us, and we share new information with them.
Now we have 30 schools that are part of this network within 9 school districts, from elementary to high schools, and 7 of those are professional development schools. And these are schools that have a real strong commitment to working with the university and preparing teachers, and for allowing Winthrop University to be a part of that school's mission. And we also have 23 partner schools that are also a part of this network.
Something that you just didn't expect to happen is that our teachers teach better when they're instructing someone how to teach. They perform at a higher level, and it makes us stronger to practice with emerging teachers.
Technology is very important. The smart boards and that kind of thing can be so nice to use in a classroom to help them see and understand what we're talking about.
Teachscape offers us an opportunity to look and see how particular students or groups of students are responding and reacting to our instruction. And the mentor can provide feedback from just one perspective, but Teachscape, with the 360-degree view of the classroom, you can see into corners that you might miss as a teacher.
We have this huge relationship where all we do is communicate with ideas through co-teaching, through going in the classroom. And there's some areas that I have no idea how to teach something. And she'll say, well, try this. So we'll try this, and we're always sharing those ideas because there's so many things that she knows that I don't, and there's so many things that I know that I can bring to the classroom to help increase her knowledge too.
Just the sharing of ideas. That way everyone's not trying to come up with the same thing and reproducing things. Everyone's sharing multiple learning strategies, lesson plans, and everybody's growing through the process.
It's really a partnership with the mentors and with the administration, with the team members on your team, with the other junior faculty members. It's just all about partnership and excelling in your learning.
Working with an intern definitely improves the teaching I do, as well as other teachers at Indiana Middle School. She brings in a wealth of information and knowledge and new things that she's learning that as veteran teachers we may not know about, and new things that are being tried. And so she comes in with a lot of ideas that everyone's willing to use and try, and so it's definitely beneficial to the students.
We have a partnership at Winthrop where we make sure that all of our students are placed in the highest quality schools. We make sure that there's diversity in these schools where they're going to see what they're going to be faced with whenever they have a teaching position.
I think that working with diverse learners is a real strength of the Winthrop program, and we make very explicit our desire for the teacher candidates to assume the responsibility and not just ask another teacher or an assistant to work with that child.
Our transformational curriculum in teacher preparation is really unique in that students have the opportunity to, in their senior year, to be assigned to a mentor teacher, be a junior faculty member in a school, and be with that school for the entire year.
To be a junior faculty member at South Middle is really about co-teaching and allowing me as a student at Winthrop to really get in and see firsthand what the students have to go through, what teachers have to do to prepare. It allowed me to get in and see, prior to school even starting, what teachers had to do to prepare a classroom.
But there's really so much more work that goes into creating your classroom, getting your classroom ready, getting day one ready, you know, developing your rules and getting all that stuff together. So it was so helpful to see how they even start that development.
Being able to be that junior faculty member in a professional development school and actually getting that application, feeling like you are an actual teacher every single day a week. Getting to know those students, assessing those students, doing things the same way your teacher does, side by side with them, is just the perfect experience to being a teacher.
For example, this past year we had one open position, and it happened to be a Winthrop University intern who we hired in 3rd grade. And the main reason is because she knows the operations of Hunter Street, because she was here all year long the previous year working with a mentor teacher.
Everything they do with the internship work sample, I think, is centered around data. They like to say things like, oh, my students really enjoyed this lesson, they did a wonderful job. And I'm like, well, how do you know? Oh, they were having a great time, they were laughing, they were engaged. I'm like, well, that's great, but what does your data tell you?
Teacher candidates looking at their data, it really gives them a good view of how students are progressing.
You really need to be able to understand what you're looking for. You use your standards, you use your national standards and the newly introduced core curriculum standards. You would use all of your resources to really understand what you need your students to learn.
When they're sharing their data on how their students are learning, I know that they're using data to really guide their instruction and to try to differentiate their instruction to see what each student needs.
Winthrop University has been known for years and years to be the flagship for teacher education in South Carolina. We have built upon that reputation, and now we have probably the most unique and transformational teacher preparation program in the country, at least one of them. And from the president down to a departmental secretary is going to value teacher preparation and be committed to preparing the kind of teachers that we need in schools today.
You're incorporating all of those experiences you would get as a regular teacher as a student at Winthrop, so that when you do get a job, there's nothing new, there's nothing that's a surprise. Everything you do is stuff you've already been to, so you kind of feel more comfortable and you feel included in everything too.
I've never been more inspired to teach children than leaving Winthrop, because from the very beginning you understand the student is your life.